the Board of Trustees is making a decision that's going to affect our community, and we want them to make the right decision for the community, and that decision is to keep the birth center open.
I'm here because I'm due in February, and I would love more than anything to have my baby here at the birth center.
You was born at the birth center a year ago.
Yeah.
You should have a choice. You shouldn't have to go to a hospital to have a baby.
Both of my daughters were born at the birth center, and I think it's the mother's decision how she's going to have that birth, and that was my wife's decision. They were both beautiful, wonderful births, so I want everyone to have that opportunity.
I grew up with my mom telling me my birth story every year on my birthday, and it was not a very happy one until I finally arrived. And I was really glad to have my babies at the birth center, and the story that I tell them on their birthdays is going to be one of empowerment and joy.
I'm here so this baby can be born at the North Shore Birth Center!
These two babies were born at the North Shore Birth Center, and it was an amazing, wonderful birth, and every woman should have that choice.
My son Bridger was born at the birth center 2 months ago on Saturday, and it was a fundamentally life-changing experience, and every family deserves to have the choice, if they want to have that kind of an experience.
My name's Nikki May. I'm a nurse midwife. I'm a former employee here at the North Shore Birth Center, and I'm now at the Cambridge Birth Center. So I'm very well acquainted with the importance of birth centers for mothers and babies. It's a cost-effective method of care as well. So any claims that midwifery care costs more or that the insurance is too expensive is truly not correct. This is also a matter of the right of women to choose where and when and how they give birth, and that's a right that is very, very important to me.
I witnessed hundreds of births where women were able to labor surrounded by their family in a home-like setting and have a safe and natural birth. And I'm also here today to protect the right of midwives to practice because they give a unique kind of care that women really need and deserve.
I'm a 70-year-old woman, and I have been receiving my gynecological care at the birth center for many years now. And I think that's something that people don't know about midwives. It's not just about having babies, it's about GYN care for a woman across her whole lifetime. And I would much rather be in the birth center in that comfy, cozy setting than in a medicalized setting. I think that what's happened is they've taken the whole birth process and a woman's gynecological health, which is a very natural process, and they've medicalized it. And it's not a medical issue.
I delivered my 4 babies at the birth center, and I work in labor and delivery at the hospital. And it's a life-changing event having my babies there.
I'm here because I'm a labor and delivery nurse at the hospital, and I'm a North Shore Birth Center patient, and I think women should have the right to choose where they want to have a baby.
I think that it's really important that we keep the birth center open so moms-to-be, like myself, have a choice of whether they want hospital birth, home birth, or the in-between option.
I've had 2 birth center babies, and I just think it's a great resource and a great place to be. So.
I have a baby that was born there, and it was really important that she was born there because I had my mindset on doing a water birth, and the hospital doesn't allow water births. So that's that. Everybody's happy and healthy from the birth center.
I'm here because my baby is due in 7 months, and I would love to have a natural childbirth. And so I think the birth center is just the best option because if anything happened to go wrong, the hospital's right there. But hopefully everything will be wonderful and natural and very peaceful. So that's why I'm here.
You're going to give birth at the birth center, sir?
Well, my wife already did that. She beat me to it.
Ah.
This is our little guy. He was apparently the birth center's only code pink in the time that they've been open.
So all 28 years, the birth center has only had 1 code pink.
That's what I've heard, but he came out. Well, it was actually a great experience for us generally. They decided better safe than sorry and to call a code pink, so they about 20 people rushed in and took him over. But by the time they had gotten him across the parking lot, he had started to cry and move around and all that stuff. So it was mostly just a false alarm, but it was a little scary. But you know, they did everything right, and he's been a great baby for us. And I think part of that is just the calm, relaxed nature of his birth. I think it's just been, you know, brought some of that calm with him, so it's great.
I was born at the North Shore Birth Center, and I think it's an absolutely incredible thing for people to be able to do. They should have the option.
Hi, I'm Megan Warner, and I'm a birth doula, and I've been to numerous births at the North Shore Birth Center. To me, it's the best place in the Boston area to birth. My own nephew was born there. I've been to over 100, 150 births, and I've seen pretty much everything. And the way the midwives and the birth center facilitates birthing is fantastic. Really hope that the board reconsiders and allows to continue to having births at the birth center. Thanks so much for coming out, and I appreciate everyone's support.